In the vast, echoing chamber of the Galactic Council, humanity stood alone. The room was filled with representatives from hundreds of advanced civilizations, each more alien and complex than the last. HFY Park, a slender woman in her mid-40s, represented Earth with a calm that belied the tension surrounding her. The council meeting had been going on for hours, and it was clear that humans were not taken seriously. Massive holographic displays showed technological comparisons between species, and Earth's column was embarrassingly short. The Krellian ambassador, a being made of shifting crystalline structures, looked down at HFY with obvious contempt. Humans are barely more advanced than primitive toolmakers, the Krellian declared, its voice a series of sharp clicks and vibrations translated into perfect English. Your space exploration is limited to a few rocky moons in your own solar system. Your fastest spacecraft would take centuries to reach the nearest habitable planet. Around the circular chamber, representatives from other alien civilizations nodded or made sounds of agreement. The Vordaxian delegate, a tall creature with multiple tentacle-like appendages, laughed, a wet, gurgling sound that echoed through the hall. HFY remained perfectly still. She knew that showing any sign of anger or frustration would only confirm their low opinion of humanity. Years of diplomatic training had prepared her for moments like these. Her dark eyes scanned the room, taking in every detail, every subtle reaction. The Andromean representative, a being of pure energy contained in a delicate humanoid shell, spoke next. Your species is known for its chaos, wars, environmental destruction, social conflicts. How can we trust a civilization that cannot even manage its own planet? It was true that human history was filled with conflict, but HFY also knew it was a history of remarkable recovery, of incredible adaptability. Humans had faced countless challenges and continued to evolve, to improve, to push boundaries. We may be young, HFY responded, her voice clear and steady, but we are learning. Every challenge we face makes us stronger. Her words were met with dismissive waves and more laughter. The council seemed to see humanity as nothing more than a curiosity, a young species that might eventually amount to something, but not anytime soon. Behind HFY sat the rest of the Earth delegation, engineers, scientists, and politicians who had worked tirelessly to prepare for this moment. They watched and listened, each of them understanding the delicate dance of interstellar diplomacy. The meeting continued, with discussions about trade routes, technological exchanges, and galactic security. At every turn, human proposals were ignored or ridiculed. The message was clear: humanity was not welcome as an equal partner. As the session drew to a close, the Grand Arbiter of the Galactic Council, a massive being that seemed to be part machine and part organic material, made a final statement. Humanity is not prepared for full integration. Your application for advanced member status is denied. HFY did not react. She knew this was just the beginning, not the end. While the other delegates celebrated their dismissal of humans, she was already thinking several steps ahead. When the meeting concluded, alien delegates moved quickly, their various forms gliding or floating or walking in ways unique to their species. HFY remained seated, reviewing her notes, her tablet displaying complex data streams that none of the alien representatives would understand. A young human technician approached her. "What now?" he asked, his voice tinged with disappointment. HFY looked up, a slight smile crossing her face. "Now," she said, "we get to work." The chamber slowly emptied, holographic displays flickering and fading. The grand windows showed the infinite expanse of space, a reminder that beyond these political games, the universe remained vast and full of possibility. Outside the council building, news of the meeting was already spreading. On Earth, in research labs and government offices, people would be analyzing every moment, every word. They would be planning, adapting, preparing. The aliens had laughed. They had dismissed humanity as insignificant, but they did not yet understand the true nature of human potential. This was not an ending. This was a beginning. When the Galactic Council cut diplomatic ties, the world did not fall apart. Instead, something remarkable happened. Countries that had long been rivals suddenly found common ground. Governments, corporations, and research institutions began working together in ways nobody had ever seen before. In Seoul, a small research facility buzzed with unusual energy. Hyun-Ki Kim, a quantum physicist with intense dark eyes and a mind that seemed to move faster than light, leaned over complex holographic displays. Around him, a team of scientists from different nations worked without hierarchy, their sole purpose unified by a single goal: proving humanity's worth. "We have exactly 18 months, Hyun-Ki told his team. 18 months to develop something they cannot ignore. The facility was nothing like the massive alien research centers. It was compact, efficient, and powered by a unique blend of renewable energy sources. Computers hummed with calculations that pushed the boundaries of known scientific understanding. Across the world, similar scenes played out. In Silicon Valley, tech companies that once competed now shared resources. In research centers from Brazil to Germany, scientists collaborated on projects that merged disciplines in revolutionary ways. The global response was not just about technology. Economic systems began to transform. Trade networks restructured. Countries started developing independent communication and transportation systems that didn't rely on alien infrastructure. Hyun-Ki's team focused on quantum communication technology. Their breakthrough would allow instantaneous information transfer across vast distances, something that would make current alien communication networks look primitive. "We're not just building a technology," Hyun-Ki would often say. "We're building hope." In space research facilities, engineers worked on compact fusion reactors. These weren't massive, clunky machines like previous designs. They were small, efficient, and could power entire cities with minimal resources. Military strategists also adapted. They understood that future conflicts wouldn't be about massive armies, but about intelligent, adaptable systems. They began developing AI-driven defense mechanisms that could think and react faster than any known military technology. The world had been given a challenge, and humanity was responding in the most human way possible, by innovating, by adapting, by refusing to be defeated. Space colonies began to emerge in unexpected locations. The moon was no longer just a scientific outpost, but a thriving research hub. Mars transformed from a distant dream to a practical extension of human civilization. These weren't large colonies like the alien civilizations had. They were small, efficient settlements designed to be incredibly resilient. Each colony was a testament to human ingenuity, built to survive, to grow, to expand. Governments poured resources into education. Universities expanded their research programs. Young scientists and engineers were given unprecedented support and freedom to explore radical ideas. Hyun-Ki's quantum communication prototype was the first major breakthrough. During a controlled test, they managed to send complex data packets across a distance that would have taken alien networks weeks to transmit. "We did it," one of his team members whispered, tears in her eyes. Hyun-Ki just smiled. This was just the beginning. The global network of researchers shared information rapidly. What would have taken decades now happened in months. Breakthroughs in one field quickly influenced developments in another. Nobody knew exactly what they were preparing for, but everyone understood they were building something significant. Something that would show the Galactic Council that humanity was not to be underestimated. In space research centers, in underground laboratories, in universities, and private companies, a quiet revolution was happening. Humanity was writing its own future, one breakthrough at a time. The aliens had cut them off, thinking this would weaken humanity. Instead, they had unleashed something far more powerful: human potential, unleashed and unbound. Hyun-Ki looked out the window of his research facility. The city of Seoul sprawled beneath him, alive with energy and possibility. Somewhere out there, beyond the atmosphere, alien civilizations were going about their business, completely unaware of the storm brewing. Humanity was coming, and they would not be ignored. 2 years after the diplomatic isolation, the world had transformed. Silent changes were happening everywhere, invisible to the alien civilizations that had dismissed humanity. Lee sat in a command center beneath Seoul, watching multiple screens displaying global technological developments. Her team represented a new breed of strategic thinkers, young, diverse, and incredibly focused. Quantum communication networks now spanned the solar system. Small satellites, designed to be almost undetectable, created a web of information exchange that was impossible to interrupt. These weren't just communication tools, they were intelligent systems that could adapt and redirect signals in milliseconds. In orbital research stations, engineers had developed compact fusion reactors smaller than standard refrigerators. Each reactor could power an entire research facility with minimal resource consumption. The technology was so efficient that it made alien energy systems look like ancient technology. Military research had taken unexpected directions. Instead of massive weapon systems, humanity developed intelligent defense networks. AI-driven platforms could analyze potential threats and create defensive strategies faster than any biological intelligence could comprehend. Space colonies were no longer just scientific outposts. They were strategic settlements designed for maximum efficiency. On Mars, underground facilities housed research centers that could become self-sustaining within hours if external support was cut. Hyun-Ki Kim, now leading global technology integration, explained their approach in simple terms. We're not building to compete. We're building to survive. Global cooperation reached unprecedented levels. Countries that had historically been rivals now shared research, resources, and strategic planning. The alien dismissal had created a strange unity among humans. Economic systems underwent radical transformation. Traditional stock markets were replaced by adaptive economic models that could instantly redistribute resources based on global needs. Financial systems became fluid, intelligent networks that responded to challenges in real time. Communication technologies evolved beyond recognition. Quantum encryption made previous security systems look like children's puzzles. Information could be transmitted across vast distances without any possibility of interception. In research labs around the world, scientists worked on projects that seemed like science fiction. Adaptive materials that could change properties instantly, biological systems that could repair themselves, energy generation techniques that extracted power from seemingly impossible sources. The global education system changed dramatically. Universities began offering integrated programs that combined multiple disciplines. A student might study quantum physics, artificial intelligence, and environmental engineering in the same semester. Space exploration took on a new dimension. Small, highly specialized probes were launched continuously. These weren't massive, expensive missions. They were intelligent, self-repairing units that could explore and transmit data with minimal human intervention. Yoon-ji watched the data streams, understanding that each piece of information represented a small revolution. Humanity was rebuilding itself, not as a response to alien dismissal, but as a natural progression of human potential. We're not preparing for war, she would tell her team. We are preparing for survival. The global network of researchers shared breakthroughs instantaneously. What would have taken years now happened in weeks. Innovations in one field quickly influenced developments in others. Artificial intelligence systems became more than just tools. They were collaborative partners, capable of generating innovative solutions to complex problems. These weren't replacement systems, but enhancement platforms that amplify human creativity. Biological research reached new frontiers. Medical technologies could now predict and prevent diseases before they emerge. Human genetic understanding expanded, offering possibilities that seemed impossible just a few years earlier. Environmental restoration technologies developed rapidly. Systems that could clean oceans, regenerate forests, and stabilize climate patterns emerged from research centers around the globe. The silent revolution wasn't about creating superiority. It was about creating resilience. Humanity was building systems that could adapt, survive, and thrive under any condition. Hyamki often spoke about this approach in his lectures. "We're not trying to be the strongest," he would say. "We're trying to be the most adaptable." As years passed, the changes became more pronounced. The world looked different, moved differently, thought differently, and the alien civilizations that had once laughed remained completely unaware of the transformation happening right under their sensors. Humanity was writing its own future, one breakthrough at a time. Silent, determined, unstoppable. The first warning came from a deep space probe near the Centauri system. A massive energy signature unlike anything previously recorded began moving through the galaxy. The void swarm was approaching, a technological nightmare that consumed entire star systems like a mechanical plague. Yunjili received the transmission at 300 hours. The data was horrifying. These weren't just alien invaders. They were machine entities that transformed entire planetary systems into raw material for their continuous expansion. Galactic Council communication channels lit up with panic. Their most advanced defense systems were useless against this threat. Entire civilizations were being erased within hours of first contact. The alien representatives who had once mocked humanity now looked desperate. Their technological superiority meant nothing against an enemy that could absorb and replicate technological systems faster than they could develop countermeasures. Hyun-Ki Kim and his team had been preparing for something like this without knowing exactly what. The quantum communication networks they had developed now became humanity's primary strategic advantage. They could track, analyze, and predict void swarm movement with unprecedented accuracy. Military strategists realized this wasn't a conventional conflict. Traditional weapon systems would be useless. They needed something different, something adaptive, something human. Research facilities around the world began working on a unified response. Not a single massive weapon, but a distributed network of intelligent defense systems. Each system could learn, adapt, and respond to threats in milliseconds. The first void swarm contact happened near Jupiter. Automated defense platforms, developed by human engineers, engaged the mechanical invaders. Instead of direct confrontation, these platforms used intelligent redirection techniques. They didn't fight the void swarm. They confused it. Quantum encrypted communication networks created false signals. Adaptive holographic technologies generated entire planetary illusions. The void swarm's machine intelligence became trapped in complex computational loops. Humanity's strategy was elegant in its simplicity. They weren't trying to destroy the enemy. They were making the enemy destroy itself. Space colonies became unexpected fortresses, small, efficient settlements with layered defense mechanisms that could vanish and reappear faster than any tracking system could detect. Each colony was a living, breathing, adaptive organism. Earth's leaders remained calm. While other galactic civilizations panicked, humans prepared systematically. They understood that panic was the real enemy. Satellite networks created a massive computational web. Each satellite was more than a communication device. They were intelligent nodes that could analyze, predict, and respond to threats in real time. The void swarm moved through the galaxy, consuming everything in its path, until it reached human-controlled space. Here, something unexpected happened. Instead of easy conquest, the mechanical entities encountered a network of defenses so complex, so adaptive, that their computational systems began to break down. Humans weren't fighting. They were thinking. Yunji watched the global defense network, understanding that this was more than a military engagement. This was a test of human potential, a demonstration of what adaptation truly meant. "We're not defending," she told her team. "We're teaching." Each human defense system was designed with a core principle: continuous learning. The platforms didn't just respond to threats. They learned from them. They evolved with every interaction. The void swarm, for the first time in its existence, encountered an enemy it couldn't immediately understand or assimilate. Humanity presented a moving target that wasn't a target at all. As weeks passed, the mechanical invasion slowed, confused, uncertain. Hyun-Ki's quantum networks began sending subtle signals, not attacks, not messages, just pure, complex computational patterns that challenge. Voice calm and steady. The Krellian ambassador, who had once mocked humans as primitive, now looked small and uncertain. The being's crystalline structure seemed to shrink under the weight of human achievement. Earth's technological leap was not just a military breakthrough. It represented a fundamental reimagining of technological interaction. Where other civilizations saw threats, humans saw puzzles to be solved. Where others built walls, humans created networks. Ian Lee, who had coordinated the global defense strategy, presented detailed reports. Each page demonstrated how human collaborative systems had outperformed any known technological defense in galactic history. The Grand Arbiter, a massive computational entity that governed the Galactic Council, analyzed the data. Its complex algorithms confirmed what the visual evidence already showed. Humanity had not just defended itself, but had potentially saved multiple civilizations from complete destruction. Negotiation terms were simple. Humanity would share their defense technologies, but would demand complete restructuring of galactic diplomatic protocols. No more would young civilizations be marginalized or dismissed. Alien representatives realized they were witnessing a profound moment. The species they had laughed at had just become the most strategically important civilization in the known galaxy. "We require full diplomatic reconsideration," HFY stated. Her words were not a request. They were a statement of new galactic reality. The quantum communication networks humanity had developed would now become the standard for interstellar information exchange. Their adaptive AI systems would help redesign defense strategies for multiple civilizations. Most importantly, humans had proven something fundamental. Technological superiority was not about raw power, but about adaptability, creativity, and collaborative intelligence. Hyun-Ki explained their approach in simple terms. "We don't fight enemies," he told the stunned council. "We solve problems." The redemption was complete, not through violence, not through conquest, but through intelligence that no mechanical system could ever truly comprehend. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same. As Jawa Park looked around the chamber, she saw something she had never seen before. Respect. Pure, uncomplicated respect for human potential. The silent revolution was over. A new era had begun.